She continued.
No, I don't want it.
He replied.
But you should eat. I'll cook it anyway, and then you can decide whether to have it or not.
She stood up and placed her sewing machine on the table.
Sit down. Just for a minute. Please sit down,
he said. It was at that moment when she began to feel frightened.
Sit down,
he said again. Stella slowly sat onto the chair, watching him all the time with those large eyes. He had finished his second drink and was staring down into the glass, looking serious.
Listen, I need to tell you something,
he said.
What is it, darling? What's wrong?
He became completely still and kept his head down.
I'm afraid this might be a bit of shock to you, but I've thought about it a lot, and I've decided it's best to tell you now. I hope you won't be too upset with me.
And he told her. It didn't take long, perhaps 6 or 7 minutes at most. She sat still, watching him with a kind of shocked horror, feeling like he was drifting further and further away from her with each word.
So, that's the situation, and I know it's not the best time to tell you, but there was no other option. I'll give you money and make sure you're taken care of, but let's try to keep it quiet. It wouldn't be good for my job if there was a lot of fuss.
Her first reaction was disbelief, wanting to reject everything he had said. It occurred to her that perhaps he hadn't even spoken, that she herself had imagined the entire conversation. Stella thought that if she kept on working and acted as if she hadn't heard anything, maybe later, when she felt more awake, she would find out that none of it had actually occurred.
I'll prepare dinner,
Stella whispered, and this time he didn't stop her. As she walked across the room, she felt like she couldn't even feel her feet touching the floor. She couldn't feel anything at all except a desire to vomit. Everything was automatic now. Down the steps to the cellar, turning on the light switch, opening the deep freezer, and grabbing the first thing her hand touched. She took it out and looked at it. It was wrapped in paper, so she took off the paper and looked at it again. A leg of lamb. All right then, they would have lamb for dinner. She took it upstairs. As she passed through the living room, she saw her husband standing by the window with his back turned towards her. She stopped.
For heaven's sake, don't make dinner for me. I'm going out,
he said. At that moment, Stella walked up behind him without any hesitation and hit the large frozen leg of lamb on the back of his head. She took a step back, waiting. He stood there for 4 to 5 seconds until he collapsed onto the carpet. The sound of the crash brought her out of the shock. She came back to reality slowly, feeling cold and stunned. She stood there for a moment, blinking at the body, still holding the piece of meat tightly with both hands.
Okay, so I've killed him,
she told herself. It was remarkable how clear her mind became in that moment. She began thinking very fast. Being the wife of a detective, she knew very well what the consequences would be, but that didn't matter to her. In fact, it would be a relief. She was worried about the child. What were the laws regarding murderers who were pregnant? Did they kill both the mother and the unborn child? Or did they wait until the child was born? What did they do? Stella Wilson didn't know, and she didn't want to take any risks. She took the meat into the kitchen, put it in a pan, turned the oven to high, and placed it inside. Then she washed her hands and went upstairs to the bedroom. She fixed her hair, touched up her lips and face. She tried to smile, but it looked odd.
Hello, Scott.
She spoke aloud. Her voice sounded strange to her ears.
Scott, I'd like some carrots and tomatoes, please.
That was better. Both the smile and the voice were coming out better now. She practiced it several more times. Then she ran downstairs, took her coat, and went to the market. It wasn't 7 o'clock yet, and the lights were still on in the grocery shop.
Hello, Scott.
She said to the man behind the counter.
Good evening, Mrs. Wilson. How are you?
I'm fine. I'd like some carrots and tomatoes, please. Hello, Scott. I'd like some carrots and tomatoes, please. We usually go out on Fridays, you know. But George is tired and doesn't want to eat out tonight. And now, there are no vegetables in the house.
She told him.
Then how about meat, Mrs. Wilson?
No thanks, I've got meat. I got a nice leg of lamb from the freezer.
Oh,
I don't usually cook it frozen, Scott, but I'm giving to give it a try. Do you think it'll be okay?
personally, I don't think it makes any difference. Do you want cherry tomatoes?